Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be looking at 60 days notice from the National Visa Center. If you're joining me for the very first time, please subscribe to my channel. I am trying to get more subscribers, comments, likes, sharing, and remember, when you subscribe, turn on the notification bell icon so that when I upload these videos, you will be notified and you can watch, and the videos will be promoted. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 60 days notice from the National Visa Center. You might have received, you probably clicked on this video because you might have received such a notice, but or you have a case at the National Visa Center, or you're watching to help somebody who has a case with the USCIS and the NVC. In this video, we're going to be talking about these 60 days. So stick around, let's get to see what the 60 days notice from the National Visa Center means. Welcome and welcome once more. After filing your case with the USCIS, it is being approved. It is sent to the National Visa Center where they do their processing. And the National Visa Center, as we've been talking all along, they have a processing time, they update us weekly, they have a priority date with which they work. They have a lot of things that comes in place that enables them to do their job. When your case is with the National Visa Center, there's always this thing of maybe you've been impatient, especially when you realize that it's taking longer than expected. You have your family members on the other side of the world waiting to hear something from you. You're checking every day, going to the visa bulletin, and it could be very frustrating. It is a very frustrating wait, especially like I said, if you know you've been waiting for too long. So the National Visa Center is trying to implement strategies to keep you updated, to keep you abreast of what is actually going on. The 60-day notice tells you exactly what they are planning to do. The National Visa Center anticipates they hope on getting you out of the way soon. But remember, when the backlog set in 2019 due to the pandemic, there were lots and lots of cases that stayed back there. And then as time went on, some cases, they had a lot of filing than expected, so they became oversubscribed. And these oversubscriptions made the backlogs to grow more and more, and then it came now to affect several types of cases. Because of the oversubscription from some cases like the F2A, we've been talking a lot about F2A, oversubscription from different states of chargeabilities worldwide caused these backlogs. Now, because of the backlogs, the National Visa Center always finds a way of informing you of updates, what is going on, what they're planning to do. And it is very challenging, I think, on their side as well, because these cases are piled up with them, and the various officers are doing their job to try to keep everybody informed, try to make those who should be approved to get approved and everything. So it is a system that nobody can break. All you need to do is to stay abreast, follow up, watch out for any updates on your NVC account, embassy, and every other organization that you're working with in order for your case to move forward. The National Visa Center actually does this 60 days notice to keep you informed. After your case is sent to them and they have processed it and you become documentarily qualified, there is a time frame within which your interview has to be scheduled. They will tell you your case is presently at the National Visa Center and awaits an interview date. They will tell you to be a little bit patient. Now, when this case is at the National Visa Center, the National Visa Center keeps looking forth for the foreign state of chargeability. That's the country where your case is to be interviewed. Remember, when you're filing your case, they will be asking you where do you intend to have your interview. You allocate a state, depending on where you intend to do it, and they keep checking. They always check. They're checking out with them to see if there are available dates. But remember, like I said, these available dates only goes with respect to priority dates. So, which basically means that your priority date will tell if you will be the next in line for an interview. When the year NVC keeps checking and checking and checking and checking, they will probably get to a point where the embassy will be like, hey, we have some dates coming up. We have some dates coming up, so you want to start letting these applicants who are in at the front of the queue to know that they would probably be having an interview. This is the point at which the National Visa Center will be like, hey, look, you have been scheduled, but you have to start doing the processes. That's the pre-interview processes, going for the medical checkup, getting the required vaccines, getting all civil documents together. Get that's for the applicant, because the applicant, that's the person who will be getting the visa, will be getting their civil documents. You'll be getting some financial statements from the IRS, that's the Internal Revenue Services. You equally probably have to submit your certificate of citizenship. That if you are a citizen, you'll be given your green card if you're a lawful permanent resident. And the applicant on the other side, that's the principal applicant, they would have to be submitting their certificate of birth, their police report, which is called non-conviction in other places. They would have to submit the certificate of marriage if they're married. They would have to submit certificate of adoption. You have to submit that as well. Yeah, they would have to submit their copy of their passport. They'll have to bring along they'll have to submit the picture size, the passport, visa picture size. They'll have to bring in all these documents. So when the National Visa Center knows that, okay, fine, this case will probably be getting them out of the way soon, they'll be like, hey, look, we have a date for you, so go ahead and do these pre-interview processes I just mentioned. So you go ahead and prepare all those interview. That's for a case where they know that, okay, fine, we have a date. Now, in the case where they are not sure that they would be having a date anytime soon, but they are expecting that in 60 days they will be having something. That's just the hope. So when the National Visa Center tells you 60 days, generally they are expecting to get you out of the way in 60 days. It does not mean that in 60 days you are actually going to be having that interview. It doesn't mean that. It simply means that the National Visa Center is working hard to get you out of the way in 60 days. Because generally from time, they've been using the 60-day time period to be able to schedule applicants. So that's why they stick to that 60 days. It doesn't mean that you will be having an interview in 60 days. That's what you should know. You should try to keep that in mind. A lot of people get frustrated when the first 60 days pass. They be like, oh, they said in 60 days. Oh, what's going on, man? It's frustrating. Oh, they said in 60 days 2 months ago. It's been 90 days. Oh, mine is 120 days. What's going on? They're not serious. Well, that's because of the backlog. This backlog has caused a lot separation of families, which is very touching and disturbing. I know what I'm talking about. Families have been separated for a long time. It has caused a lot of psychological, financial breakdown, and it's really something that a lot of these families are putting too much in place to make sure they keep things intact. So it could be very frustrating when you start receiving those 60-day notices. How about when you have already gotten the interview and visas have not been issued? Like in the previous video I saw people commenting having similar situations, like some people I know. So that's the thing. So it is really challenging sometimes, very challenging and disturbing. As frustrating as it could be, the 60 days comes and passes, you don't have an interview. The next 60 days comes and passes, you still don't have an interview. You'll be like, oh, they've forgotten about my case, I need to get a lawyer. You can really ever get a lawyer if it is a dying situation. So you're talking about expedition. So just go ahead and expedite your case if you really know you have a tangible reason. But if not, it's not going to be approved. But if it doesn't get approved, it doesn't mean that it's going to affect your processing or wait times. No, it's simply just going to be approved. If it can be approved, it will be approved. So take note of that. Your expedition must not be approved, and it's not going to affect your processing time. But it is not a guarantee. So that's the thing. So people are like, oh, I need to get a lawyer. Maybe it's because I didn't get. No, it's not because you didn't get a lawyer. It's simply because it's not yet time. It's just because it's not yet time. So that's basically what is going on. So this 60 days notice doesn't mean that the National Visa Center is going to schedule you in 60 days. No, they're not going to schedule you in 60 days. If they can, they will. That's what you should take note about. So the 60-day notice, I'm going to be leaving it brief. I have a couple of emails about 60-day notices, so I'll be putting a screenshot of part of the 60-day notice email from the National Visa Center for you to read and see exactly what we are talking about. But that's basically it. 60-day notice from the National Visa Center is basically the time the National Visa Center is expecting to get you out of the way. It is not a complete guarantee. It could happen within 60 days, just like it might not happen. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Help me get 5,000 subscribers. Please, please, please. Your subscription means a lot to the channel. And when you subscribe, turn on the notification bell icon so each time I upload, you will be notified. And I will be seeing you in my next one. God bless you all. And bye.